Hey, welcome. Let me ask you something. Do you take yourself too seriously? Are you so trapped up in what other people will think, doing things right, um, being perfect with everything that you're doing, and you just take life, the universe, and everything too seriously? And people, they've told you, you just need to lighten up. Well, that's what I'm going to talk about in today's live stream, talking about the energy of the L in Caliwynd. Caliwynd is my personal philosophy regarding change. It was a gift, a download to me from the universe several years ago. And finally, I am not taking myself so seriously that I have to put this out into the world in a way that's so perfect, so beautiful, so life changing. Because the reality is, the truth is, lightheartedness, levity, laughter, learning, being that leader you came here to be is what it takes to embrace the Caliwynd energy. If you're new to my channel, I'm Donna Gilbert. I am a semi-retired nomad living for the winter in the Arizona desert. And today I'm in my truck again. It's a little bit too cold outside because despite thinking that it's always warm in the desert, the overnight temps get low. And today the high is only going to be about 60 degrees. Yesterday, I live streamed from inside our screen tent, and when I finished, I went inside and I was trembling. I realized I was so cold. When I was doing this, it was like, oh, I'm energized, I'm energized. And then as soon as I settled down, it's like, oh my gosh, I am cold. So today I decided just to sit in the truck again. So today we are going to talk about L, the energy of change in Caliwynd. Now, this is a list of some of the keywords that I came up with. And so if you're interested in learning more or connecting with me, there are actually two things you can do. Hit subscribe button so that you get notified when I post new videos and when I'm going live, which I am going live every day when I finish exercising in the morning. Typically, that's around 10:30 a.m., whichever time zone I am in. So this is www.calywindcreates.com. This is where you can learn more information. But I invite you to take a screen capture of this. When you're facing change, making new decisions, deciding whether or not to pursue your coaching practice again, these are some of the words that will help you to take yourself a little bit less seriously, to allow yourself to enjoy, or as I call it, yenjoy, yearning and enjoying this journey that you're on. If you feel this calling to be a coach or a healer, coach and a healer, and so many of us are, let me do a little side note here. So many of us are, if you feel called to teach others, to help others change their lives, you are a coach, you are a healer. And whether that means helping people improve their financial situation, their relationships, their health and their well-being, there are so many different areas to help people just feel better about themselves, to learn something that they have been interested in, desiring to learn. All of these things that we as individuals put into our vortex, as Abraham Hicks calls it, our vortex of desires. But then we need someone to guide us along the path. And so often we take it too seriously. We get caught up in all of the trappings of how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this? And what if I, what if I, what if I, on the lower vibration of the spectrum. The doubts, the fears, the uncertainties, that's what holds us back. But when we can take a lighthearted look, have you seen Mary Poppins, the classic movie, Julie Andrews, Dick Van Dyke? Julie Andrews is Mary Poppins, and she's, practically perfect in every way, and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. There's one scene where they go to visit maybe Uncle Albert, Uncle Alfred, something like that. And he's doing okay. They're just checking in on him. But then he starts to laugh and he's telling these silly jokes, and his levity. He's laughing, he's silly, and he physically lifts up to the ceiling. And Mary Poppins is like, there he goes. And I think she tucks her cane on her wrist or something, and then they just all laugh. Her, the 2 children, and Bert, the Dick Van Dyke's character. And they're up there and they're laughing and they're doing flips in the air and everything is just fun. And then Mary Poppins brings them back to life that, yeah, sometimes you have to be down, grounded down here, right? But that's the power of levity. It's like this carefree tumbling in the air. It's such a lighthearted. That's what it is. Our hearts, the weight of the world just fades. And even if it's only for a few seconds, it can change us. Because in those few seconds, we don't take ourselves so seriously. We start to realize we can have fun putting ourselves out there on social media. You can have fun creating a YouTube channel. You can have fun inviting people to learn about working with you. We tend to think that business has to be so darn serious. That's what's missing. My screen today is different and I'm not seeing like viewers and stuff and I don't know. I tried to figure it out and it just didn't work. But now I know what's missing, why it looks so different. I can't tell if anyone's watching. If you are watching right now, if you're watching the replay, please type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to hear that information to connect with you. So yeah, we take it so seriously. We think, I'm having a business. It's funny how when I think about a business, I think a very masculine, deep voice energy. But I don't have a real deep voice. And I have this, I can be very serious. I can be very stern. It always cracks me up. So many people in my work career. I have mostly worked in manufacturing, and then I had a stint working in the bakery section of a local grocery store. And so many people have told me that I was intimidating. And I'm like, what? I am intimidating? The thing is, because I tend to be quiet. I have a natural confidence that I have developed over decades. And so I don't engage in a lot of the frivolous chitter chatter because as an introvert, I prefer the deeper conversations. And if you're just gossiping, if you're just putting down the company, if you're just woe is me, I gave that up decades ago. And I will just step away and I will just go back to work. But people have told me that I am intimidating. Oh, I also have a military background. So when people hear that, they think that I must be bad bud or something. But, I'm really not. I'm a marshmallow. So, but we think that having a business, it needs to be so serious, and it doesn't. We can have this lighthearted energy because what I have discovered and what Abraham Hicks teaches, what Mike Dooley teaches, what Louise Hay taught, Bob Proctor taught, Jim Rohn taught, we can't take ourselves so seriously. We can do serious things with a lighthearted attitude, a lighthearted approach. And this, in my opinion, is especially important when it comes to leadership traits. We don't have to be boom, 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 my way or the highway. We can learn to collaborate. We can get input, listen to people, listen. We can be a listener. That's on my list. The best leaders listen to what the people they're leading have to say. The best leaders will take a step to the side to put the spotlight on someone else as they're shining and make sure that more people see it. Leaders recognize it's not about us as individuals, it's about us as a collective. So this is the energy of the L. So let's look at some other words I have here. I'll show it one more time and then I'm going to put it down because this is really weird for me. So go ahead, take a screenshot of this if you like, if this is helpful for you. If it is helpful, I encourage you to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any. Let me know in the comments that it's helpful. I love to hear from you. I'm new on this journey. Today is the 14th. So this is my 16th day straight of going live on YouTube. And it's not as scary as it used to be. In fact, speaking of lighthearted as our topic, I'm really having a lot of fun doing this because it's free flowing. I'm getting some downloads from the universe as I'm talking to keep me on track, to take me off on tangents. And I believe that that is one of my gifts, one of my powers, to be able to just sit here and have a conversation with you. And so, anyway, so the L of Caliwynd, each word, I don't know if I covered this, excuse me, each word in Caliwynd represents something. The first four letters represent character traits. And so the overarching, the one that I was downloaded is courageous and lightheartedly independent. So when we are enjoying our journey here on earth, if we can have some courage, we can be lighthearted and courageous and is important. I talked about this one in yesterday's live stream. Lighthearted and independent, and I will talk about that more tomorrow. So those are character traits. There are so many character traits. So many. These are just the ones that were a gift to me, and these help me when I'm facing change, when I'm facing growing my coaching practice, when I'm with anything, with my relationship with my husband, with my relationship with other people. These help me embrace change. All right. You have your own personal philosophy. You're welcome to borrow mine, change the letters up as you need. So the first four are character traits. The last four, the wind, WYND, what I was downloaded with was while enjoying new directions, while the journey, the process, while enjoying is a new word. I'm over 50. I'm over 60. I can make up my words just like if I were a 4 or 5-year-old, 8-year-old, right? It's the combination of yen or yearning and enjoying, because it's okay to find pleasure and to feel good about wanting something. It's okay. That ties in with the A of ambition and aspirations that are part of the A energy. Enjoying the journey, enjoying what you want, enjoying feeling what you will feel when you receive that. And the thing that's amazing is when you start feeling it now before you actually have it, before it's manifest in your 3D world, and you start to feel that experience, when you receive it, when it appears, you're like, this is great. I'm so grateful for this. And it feels like I thought it would. And I love this feeling. So that's enjoying. And then new directions. That's the change aspect. New directions, going a different way, and new directions don't have to be like 180s. It doesn't have to be, left, no, right or left, or, whichever way it shows up for you on your screen. It doesn't have to be east to west, north to south. New directions can be, oh, I was heading east. Now I'm going to go northeast. I'm going to go east, northeast. We can just pivot a little bit. Walking out here in the desert, or even in the mountains anywhere, you're walking somewhere and you see something ahead and that is your target. That's what you're heading towards. And then as you cross this distance, what you couldn't see from here, your starting point, you set this as your end point and you're walking towards that. But when you get to here, you may see something way over here and you may pivot and go that direction. New directions. It's inviting and embracing change in your life. Oh, I have to remember inviting for tomorrow. So these are the words around that L energy, so that was the summary of Caliwynd. The first four are character traits. The final four are embracing that change while enjoying new directions. So some of the character traits and expressions, the emotions that you might experience, or that I invite and encourage you to experience, is grasping the concept of limitless, no boundaries. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. Someone said that. If you can wish it to be, you have this desire for it. Abraham Hicks talks about it being in your vortex. And if it's in your vortex, that means the universe is working. We don't have to worry about how to do things. We just need to show up every day in a way that feels good to us. This is why I love doing these live streams, because I feel good doing this. Yesterday, yesterday I did one. I talked for an hour and 15 minutes. And my husband, I said, I can't believe I talked for an hour and 15 minutes. It went like that. And he said, that's because there was no one there to interrupt you. And I thought, yeah, there's some truth to that. As an introvert, I tend to speak with long pauses. I'm thoughtful. I think of everything that I say. So if you were to meet me in person, the way that I speak now is not the way I would speak having a conversation, because this is one way. I am speaking to you and I'm sharing my thoughts, the downloads that I'm getting from the universe, from source. And I'm sharing that. And I can feel the energy, the excitement coming through me. I can feel myself speaking faster than I usually do. And but then I do have my pauses, right? As I'm waiting, or as I'm processing what I just said. Sometimes I don't even know what I said. And then it's like I lost my place and I don't know how to get back to where I wanted to be. But in a normal conversation, I speak slower and I have more pauses. And so my husband, who is very much an extrovert, he hears a pause and he thinks that's his turn to jump in. And I have had to um, communicate with him that that's not the way my process is. When he jumps in and interrupts, he thinks that and this is from what he's told me from conversations. I'm not just guessing this. He, in his experience, is a pause is an opportunity for him to jump in and share his experiences to bring us together. And this conversation that I had with him many years ago has helped me to understand and appreciate other people more. I was taking it too seriously. I was hurt and felt unlooked. I felt unseen, unheard, and overlooked because people would just cut me off and interrupt. And I took it personally. I took it too seriously. And now I can see this is just their way of engaging with me, of reaching out, of sharing something that's common between us, sharing their experiences, welcoming me into their world where I was welcoming them into mine. And yes, there are some people that they just can't deal with pauses and silence. That is a reality as well. But I stopped taking it so seriously. I stopped taking it as an affront to me as a person. And I started just, I would be talking, someone would interrupt me, and I would just kind of pull back from the conversation and become a listener. And I would just watch what happened. So many people are absorbed in their own world, their own situation. And rather than enjoying the silence in their own thoughts, they just have to keep talking. And I was able to recognize that and start picking up on that. And I was able to realize that it wasn't all about me. And so then instead of feeling the pressure and the tension of, I have to get back in the conversation, I have to have people hear me, I have to do whatever, I was able to just sit back and relax and say, that's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. I don't have to take it so seriously, but I can listen. I can become more of a leader by respecting and having empathy with them, being compassionate for what they're sharing, for what they're going through. And isn't that what we as coaches and healers do? What we want to model? It doesn't have to be all about us. And then there are those days and those circumstances. Forgive me, warning, turn the volume down. There's a Toby Keith song that's it's called Me or All About Me, and it's um I like talking about you usually, but occasionally I want to talk about me, want to talk about I, want to talk about number one, oh my, what I like, what I think, what I want, what I know, what I see. I like talking about you usually, but occasionally I want to talk about me. I love that song because that is it's such a fun way, a lighthearted way to look at the world. It's about other people most of the time. but occasionally I want it to be about me. And I feel like these live streams are a way for me to do that because I am sharing my thoughts. I'm sharing what I want, what I like, what I know, what I see with you. And I love that. I feel very comfortable doing that. So yeah. So some other words, luminous, luminous. This is when we get to really show our energy. People will see us. We each have an aura around us. Are there some people that you hesitate to approach because they just feel dark? They just feel like they're in a crabby mood. They feel so serious, perhaps. And then there are other people we won't approach because it's like they never take anything seriously. It's like, you know what? You can be lighthearted, but that doesn't mean you have to laugh at everything or not take anything seriously. Sometimes those people that are that way, I don't mean those people who are, the class clowns that are always joking. There's an insecurity there, perhaps. I'm saying perhaps because I don't know, but it's a guess that there's an insecurity there and a wounding so deep that they're using laughter to cover that. Um, and that's sad, and that can be tragic so often. But luminous, we each have an aura around us. When I was working at a company, when I wrote my first collection of books or short stories that I put into a book, it's called Glow, Renew Your Spirit and Release Your Inner Beauty. It's available on Amazon if you want to look for it. Published under Donna Doyon, Doyon. I'll have to bring that out and share that. It's a collection of short stories that I wrote 40, not 40 years, 20, almost 20 years ago. And I was trying to come up with a title for this collection of stories. And a gentleman that I worked with, one day he said to me, "Do you know you have a beautiful aura?" And I'm thinking, "Al, if I didn't know you better, I'd think that was a come on line, a pick me up line." And he started laughing and he says, "No, no, 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 no." At the time, we were both happily married. He is a Reiki practitioner. And he was the first person that I ever heard mention the word Reiki. I had no understanding of what it was. And he was talking with me about it. And he said, so this day, he says, "You have a beautiful aura." And he said, "No, really. I am across the fabrication plant, the warehouse floor, manufacturing floor we were on." And he said, "There are days that I can just see your aura, and it's so big, and it's so brilliant, and it's so beautiful." And I'm like, "That's really cool." At that point, I had not had my own spiritual awakening. And I just thought, well, that's really kind of creepy, interesting. I was intrigued enough because he had this presence. He was a very soft-spoken man, and he believed in the energy flow, and we would have conversations about this, and so I knew he was serious, and he was sharing a gift with me. And as I was replaying that conversation in my mind as he's talking about my aura glowing, I realized that was the perfect name for my book, my collection of short stories. So we are luminous beings. We have lights within us, and too often we shield them, we protect them. And because we felt unseen, unheard, and overlooked, we just allow ourselves to, like when you're moving or you're leaving a house for a while, and people put sheets over the furniture, right? So it doesn't get dusty. Well, we've just let dust settle on us, and we need to shake that off so that people can see us, so that they can be attracted to our glow, just like, moths to a flame. We have something to share, and even if it's the gentle glow of a candle, we can make a difference. It's funny, out here in the desert, it is so open. We can see fires when people have them, campfires, from across the way, probably 3/4 of a mile away. It's crazy, but you never know Who is looking for your glow? And then, of course, we have spotlights, which I love being the spotlight shining on someone else. That is my leadership style. That is one of my gifts, is to help someone build up, have the courage to step onto center stage. And then I love to shine a light on them so that more people can see them. But the first thing that we as coaches and healers need to do is to be willing to step onto the stage. That's where the courage comes in. And we have to believe in more. We have to have some ambition, aspirations for what we want to create, a vision of how we can help transform this world. If we are pebbles and we are ready to be dropped into a pond so that we can create a ripple effect, we have to have the courage to lift ourselves up enough, be lifted up enough to be dropped. And that's terrifying. Terrifying. Ah, I'm going to get dropped into the pond. It starts that ripple effect, stepping onto a stage, onto a platform, onto a social media platform, onto YouTube. This can be that first drop into the pond. Are you ready to do that? Do you have the courage to give that a try? Are you willing to not take yourself so seriously and make this so much harder than it needs to be? There are hard parts about it, but they're not so hard you can't do them. And how do I know that? Because I'm doing it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And there are people who have done it before me. If they can do it, I can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And there were people who were here before the early, the originators and the early, what is it called? The early adopters of these new social media platforms. Someone had the courage to be first. They are the leaders. Someone had the courage to be first. In some ways, I am one of those leaders. You know why? Because way back in 1996 or 97, I enrolled in the University of Phoenix into their online business management degree program. I was finishing up my bachelor's degree, online training. It was unheard of. University of Phoenix was ridiculed and said, oh, this is a for-profit university and all they want to do is make money, which every business wants to make money, right? And even nonprofit education forums or nonprofit agencies, they still need to make money to cover their costs, right? So back in 1998, online education consisted of written, email-based. There was a class platform. I'm trying to remember way back. It was a very long time ago, but it was all written lectures that we had to read. We had to comment and reply to discussion questions related to it. We had to read and reply to a minimum number of other students' responses, and all of that created your grade and your participation energy. I was an early adopter of online education. We did not have videos. There was no video trainings. Everything was reading. We had a textbook that we had to read, course lectures that we had to read, classmate responses we had to read, and then we had to write our own responses. It was very intense. And these were 6-week programs. It was kind of crazy, but I managed to do it. Nowadays, online education has evolved so much that now we have videos. We have the material delivered in audio only version in the form of like private podcasts. We have media files, PDF downloads that people can get. We did have PDFs back then. We have Zoom calls and meeting rooms where we can be in the same place. It's crazy how much it has changed. So I was an early adopter then. And early adopters, they talk about it and they say they share their experiences about it. And then other people are curious, see, they have the courage to give it a try. Nowadays, we have online courses where you can get them for as little as free or thousands of dollars, all with an opportunity to learn with other people or on your own. It is so amazing what's out there, and we can be part of it. We are called to be part of it. We don't have to be restricted to our small online local space anymore. My home state is Maine. When I started being intrigued by the idea of being a coach, I lived in Maine. Small state, well, big, pretty good size geographically. Land mass wise, it's pretty big, but it's about 1 million people population. So to try to build a thriving coaching practice in that condition, it was going to be a struggle. But online world, the internet made things so different for us because we could reach people outside of our city, outside of our communities, outside of our state, outside of our country, across the world. There really are no limits. Limitless is the possibilities. Limitless is one of the words when you think that things are limitless. Whatever you desire, there are no limits. You may be one of those early adopters. You may be the founder, the creator of something new. Someone had to create all of these platforms. Someone had to have the idea, that spark of intuition or that spark of inspiration, and then take action on it. And maybe they worked with other people and said, oh, I can offer this. 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 And they put those ideas together and then things build on it. It's beautiful the way that we are just expanding. And that's what life is all about, in my opinion. It's expanding our impact. And while we're expanding our impact in some areas, that means that we diminish our impact in other areas. We lessen the impact. And hopefully the activities that we are expanding as far as technology and stuff will help to diminish the impact that we have on the earth. But it's all part of a process. So leap, put leap. Sometimes you have to leap. There isn't a next step unless you jump for it. The book Leap by Gay Hendricks is one of my favorites. In fact, I should reread that. It's an important one, but it's knowing that we're here and we can go way over here. And the program, how I work with clients now, is using the Legacy Builders program, which teaches social media marketing skills, how to start an online business. And I think it's a beautiful bridge for coaches and healers. It's a bridge to that, putting ourselves out there on social media to attract those clients that we desire. Because in my past, I have started and stopped to build a coaching practice so many times over the decades. And I've decided more than a year ago to just let that in the past. My focus was on enjoying the new directions. That was an old direction. That was in the past. That was behind me. And I was comfortable with that direction, or with that decision. And then in July of 2024, a friend introduced me to the Legacy Builders program. And I purchased it to support her. She was the equivalent of if you want to help someone, how is it? If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. She was trying to learn new skills. She discovered the Legacy Builders program. She was learning how to fish, and I wanted to help her. But when I purchased this program, I took a look at it and it's like, wow, that's really interesting. I think I'll actually give that a try instead of just letting this online course just, sit on my computer on the internet and never look into it. I was curious enough, a C letter. Curious is the energy of change. I was confident that I could do the tasks that were required within this program. So I started looking at it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the bridge. This is the bridge that if I had had this when I was aspiring to be a coach, it would have helped me. And so now my calling is to let other coaches and healers know about this program so they can decide if this will serve as a bridge for them as well. Because the focus is on putting yourself out there on social media, expanding your impact by expanding your exposure to other people. Not everyone is going to resonate with what we're saying, what we're doing. It's just not going to happen. The world is too, the people within the world are too different. We are each unique, and yet we're all the same. But some of us have more of this energy. Some of us have more, I'm pointing to the west right now. Some of us have more, say, west energy, and others have more east energy, and others have more north energy, and others have more south energy. But it's finding those combinations, those north, northeast energies. So we're all very different. And so we each, as coaches and healers, you may be from the west or the east or the north or the south. And of course, I'm thinking Wicked and the witches, but they're all, and I won't go there. Laughter. Laughter is the L of Caliwynd, the energy of change. Laughing with ourselves, laughing with others, not laughing at ourselves or laughing at others. That's the opposite of what we're desiring, because we just want to be lighthearted, and that's an icky energy. But yes, we are learning new things. And so this Legacy Builders program, it serves as that bridge. It's taking me from those past failures. I can just leave those behind me. I am on the bridge that's heading towards where I want. And let me just show you something. Let's see if I can figure this out. What's involved in finding more? If you are interested in what I'm saying, if it is um, impacting you in a way of saying, I want to know more. Um, Again, subscribe. Let's stay in touch with me here on YouTube. But the best way is to go to my website, Caliwynd Creates, which is on the little thing beneath my name. This is a website that you will get taken to, and there's a place here. Just put in your email address, and you're going to, the first thing it's going to do is when you submit your email address, it's going to take you to this website. And that's just a video with me explaining how I use the Legacy Builders program as an internship to learn social media marketing, to learn how to automate your business, to learn how to get your marketing tasks done in just 2 hours a day. It's an amazing program, and it may be the bridge that you're ready to cross to get your practice going. One thing I do warn people about is this. So you will have the option from that previous video to go here, and it will be provided in an email that you receive. Michelle O'Neill, who is the creator of this program, she has very high energy, hustle energy. She talks frequently about creating daily pay, about earning daily pay. And she has this vision that is so beautiful. And she talks about it, but her energy is very different from mine. Her energy is that hustle, keep things going energy. I am more low key. I am slower than that. I'm looking for a micro business, and she is building an empire, a legacy. And the thing that is so beautiful is that she is a model for people who want to get there. She is very transparent about what she's doing, why she's doing it, and how she's doing it. And she wants to take others along for the ride. Me, that's not my journey, but it may be yours. You aren't limited by what I'm doing. You are limitless. You can even go into a program like this, find a mentor like this, and take it even further, because that's what Michelle did. She started with someone, she started learning, and then she took it so much farther. We are limitless. It is the possibilities. If you can desire it and you can feel how it would feel when you achieve that, when you receive that, when you allow that into your life, when you open your heart enough to say, yes, I'm ready. That's magic. That's magic. And my role here is just to inspire, encourage, and uplift you so that you will take that step. so that you will um, have the courage to type your name into mine or someone else's email box, knowing that you can unsubscribe as soon as you get the first email and you say, nope, that's not for me. You can do that. Won't hurt my feelings. You need to take care of yourself and enjoy your journey and not take things so seriously. Because if you put your email address in this box or not, it really doesn't matter to me. Is that awful to say that? But the truth is, if I'm not a good fit for you, your email address isn't going to change my life. What is going to change my life is for me to continue to be lighthearted about where I'm going, enjoying my journey. It's going to um, invite me to listen to what people are saying and then make my adjustments if they feel aligned to me, if they feel right to me. And I want to be that model to other people, to coaches and healers who are trying and struggling to put themselves out there, who are tired of feeling unseen, unheard, and excuse me, and overlooked. People who are ready to say, you know what? I'm tired of not having my dreams come true. I'm tired of not helping people. I am ready to step into the spotlight. I am ready to have someone shine their light on me so that I can shine even brighter. I am ready. And it's my turn. It's my time to make the changes in my life. And ooh, don't I sound so serious there? My brow was furrowed. Did you notice that? But now here I am. I'm smiling. Oh, and that's one of the secrets, one of the best ways. Many years ago, when, oh, many years ago, I was in a training program for sales, with, for sales. And one of the things that we were told in the training session was before you pick up the phone to call someone, smile. Now, I invite you to do this with me right now. Just smile. Just relax, sit back, and just, and it may feel ridiculous at first, cheesy smile. That teenager that's mom says smile more, and you just want to roll out that finger. But if you just smile, just relax, and just let a gentle smile, think of something that makes you feel good. Maybe it's something that your spouse said. Maybe it's something that you did today that you were proud of yourself. Whatever it is, something. Think of something that just for 1 or 2 seconds makes you smile. Whether it's a soft smile, whether it's a grin, maybe it's something that actually makes you laugh out loud. So what popped into my mind, um, I have started 66 days ago. I started doing Pilates using an app on my phone. I've gone 66 days straight. And the first time that I did a couple of the activities, I'm out there. I have a mat, I have my yoga mats on top of a floor mat, and I can still feel the rocks underneath. And the exercise was to roll back. So it was like, it's called like a spine roll or something. So you're just rolling back onto your back. And once you get started, the momentum keeps bringing you back and forth, right? You're rolling. And so I'm sitting up and I'm rolling back and I go splat. And it's like I started laughing, kind of, knocks the wind out of you because I'm landing on rocks. So then I sit up and it's like, okay, let's try this again. I'm rocking a little bit to get some momentum going. I roll back splat. Please tell me I'm not the only one that has ridiculous memories like that. But it's when we don't take ourselves so seriously, we can keep going. And you know what happened the next time that exercise was part of the routine? It was a week or so later. And I saw it and I'm like, oh, here goes the splat one. And I did it. And I rocked all the way back up. That was amazing. And then I did it again. It's like, oh my gosh. And then I was just rocking. He was like, holy crap, I did this. This Pilates stuff works. As you start to promote your coaching practice, your healing services online, you are going to feel many times like you create a piece of content and it just goes splat. That's okay. Keep developing the muscles, keep practicing these skills. And then before you know it, it's not going to go splat. Someone's going to comment positively, and then more people will comment positively. More people will start to share and save what you shared. But it's a skill that we need to develop, and we can't develop it. Excuse me. We can develop it if we take it very seriously. And in my opinion, we will develop quicker and more naturally and more authentically if we allow ourselves to enjoy the journey instead of expecting ourselves to be perfect, instead of expecting people to respond to us immediately. It takes time. I was watching one of my mentors, her YouTube channel today, and she was talking about her YouTube growth and an experiment that she had done about she was posting 3 videos a week, and then she went to 2 and she went to 1 just to see how it impacted, how many views she had, how many subscribers she got, and the financial payoff from AdSense. And it was amazing what her results were. Um, oh, and I lost where I was going. Oh, but she was talking in this video about you start off slow. You start off pretty much like barely moving, nothing. You're putting stuff out there and there are very few views, very few people watching. And if you're watching now, I invite you to just drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. But this is the way it starts for most people. Very few people watching. But then, because of the magical, mystical stuff of the algorithms, if you are consistent and you keep showing up, it's like they give us a little reward. Say, oh, I can count on this person. And so they show it, our content, to more people. And then more people and more people. And then it's like the momentum really starts. So you start off at a dead stop. Have you ever tried to get a car moving because it wouldn't start? And so you figure, oh, we'll just give it a push and pop the clutch and all of this stuff, which I don't know if that even works today. So many cars don't have clutches. But it takes a lot of effort to get it moving, to get it started. But then once you get it started, holy crap, it can take off fast. And that's what we're looking for. And that's what we can expect. But we don't know what that point of where the resistance is gone and it can start to move easier. We don't know what that point is because, in my opinion, that energy is within us. It's our inner friction that causes that resistance. And we can be doing all the things. We can be pushing, 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 pushing. But until we relax, until we take a more lighthearted approach, we don't take it all so seriously. We don't make it mean more than it could possibly mean. When we say, you know what, I'm having fun with this. I don't even care if anyone is watching because I'm here having a good time. I am here talking and sharing things that I think about, things that I believe in. It's all about me. It's all about all about number one. Oh, my, me, my. This is my energy right now. This is my moment to shine. And I don't need someone to be watching to see me shine. You don't need anyone watching you to see you shine. You are shining and you're radiating. And you start to take this confidence of, oh my gosh, I just showed up and talked for 49 minutes and no one was there. I'm out in my truck and I'm making these gestures and I'm singing and it probably just looks ridiculous. And I don't care because I feel good right now. This is how I want my life to be. If I don't say another word for the rest of the day, I said something in these 49 minutes. You have something to say. And is the energy of Caliwynd. You're enjoying new directions. It's one of those traits. If you believe in the power of abundance and there's always more. And when you show up consistently, you are going to start to attract, law of attraction, like energy attracts like, right? You are going to start to attract the people who resonate with you. And then you can expand and you can grow and you can build each other up because this is what we're here to do, right? And so it's just, oh, it's so free flowing, but you've got to have fun doing it. There will be hard times. There will be times when you can't figure things out. Many years ago, so this would have been like in the early 2000s, my children were young and I was trying to create my own website. This was before the fancy dancy things they have now that make it so easy with the drop and drag sections. It was all HTML coding, and I was trying to figure those things out. And I would be sitting there, and my children learned how to swear because I was trying to create a website because I would get so frustrated, like rah, 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 the father from A Christmas Story, right? And my kids, they picked up on that frustration. From then, I would be so determined, so serious that I had to get this done. I had a window of time. I needed to get done, needed to get it done, needed to get it done. And I would push, push, push. And my frustration would grow and my seriousness and my anger. And I would react to my children and my husband that way, right? Because I had a goal and I needed to get it done in that moment. This was my time. And I would push through and I would get things done and nothing happened. One of the past failures of starting a coaching practice. And yet now, very rarely do I keep pushing. Now I start to realize the frustration and I will start to feel the tears, that energy. If my husband notices and he'll say, "Hey, are you okay over there?" And it's like, no, I'm not. But I've learned I'm in the wrong energy when I'm doing that. I'm in the very low vibration energy down here. How am I supposed to create magic and brilliance and wonder, inspiration that lives up here if I'm living down here? So I take a break. My husband calls me a human cat because in our trailer, I'm a nomad. We live in a 7 by 14 foot cargo trailer that we converted. So if I'm on the computer, he's typically laying on the bed. And so when I reach this point of frustration and when I reach the point of celebration, of, oh my gosh, I figured something out. But when I reach that point, I will go over, I will crawl on the bed and just crawl onto his belly. And sometimes I'll purr because he just calls me a cat and he just strokes my hair. But that will change my state, my energetic state, transferring some of my energy and frustration as I walk across the floor, climb onto his lap, and just allow him to give me a little bit of comfort. It breaks things, breaks that seriousness. And then after a few minutes, usually too much information here, but usually, he'll go for a grab my butt or my boob. And it's like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm out of here now. And I'll go back to work. And sometimes I will decide to move on to something else. Just close out whatever I was working on. And probably just as often, that little bit of break as I sit down in the chair and I look at the computer screen, I will see something that was missing. But we have to change our state. We have to keep ourselves up here. That's where we need to be. We as coaches and healers, we are human and we have the same struggles that everyone else has. We've just learned the tools to help people transform their lives. And we need to remember that we are a number one client. We have to remember that because if we allow ourselves, hold on, if we allow ourselves to get so trapped in the seriousness of what we're trying to create, to recognize the power of it and take that on our shoulders, take that on our shoulders, and we take that into our heart that I have this purpose, this mission, and there are things that I must do to achieve it. We're trying to control source energy. We don't know how things are going to flow. We don't know what what the universe has available for us. We can only do our part. And when we do our part of just enjoying the experience, of laughing and feeling good about what we're doing, that's when we start to glow, when we start to shine. Our vibration rises up here. And this is where our goals are. This is where those clients are that we want to serve. And once we've risen up here, that's when they start to see us. They're scrolling through social media and they see us and they say, oh, there's something about that person. I'm just going to watch for a few seconds. And then they hear what you're saying and they say, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then they sit back. Oh, I like this. Huh. I can subscribe to her channel. I don't want to lose this person because I don't have time right now to listen to all of this, but I'm intrigued enough that I want to keep listening. So let me put this kind of a bookmark in it, right? So I can come back to it. And the beautiful thing about these algorithms on social media platforms, my understanding, I could be wrong about this, but I choose to believe that I'm right. Here's why I want to be right. When you like someone, when you interact with them, when you follow or subscribe to their channel, their page, whatever it is, the algorithm is recognizing that. And the algorithm says, oh, Donna liked Alexa's channel. So I'm going to make sure I show her more of Alexa's videos and I'll see if she engages with those. And then I engage with her next video that I see. The algorithm says, oh, that's interesting. Donna really likes Alexa. Because when Donna watched that last video, Donna not only watched that one video, she also watched the one that we recommended for her. These social media platforms have one goal. One goal. Remember this. They want to keep people on their platforms. They are businesses. They are making money. We are their products. We are their products. Because we are there, and because we're there, we're seeing the ads that that other businesses are providing. And they just want to keep us there. So if you're engaged with someone else's content, they will keep showing it to you. And they will show you similar content because they want to keep you on the platform. So when you show up as your authentic self, A is one of the energies, the traits of Caliwynd, the energy of change. When you are authentic, more people will find you and be aligned with you. They will like your comments or your material, and they will follow you, they will subscribe, and they will start to engage, and they will start to see more of your work, of your content, of your approach, of your philosophy. I am sharing my philosophy of change, which is Caliwynd, courageous and lightheartedly independent, while enjoying new directions. The traits you need to enjoy your journey, your human experience, your relationships, your health and well-being situation, your financial situation. Enjoy the process. Have a yearning, have a desire, something you want. Put that into your vortex. And then enjoy the heck out of the process of getting there. And if you start to feel too serious, you start to feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you start to feel low vibe, change it, shift it up. Because you're not going to be able to get here if you're stuck down here. It's not possible. And if you're harboring all of those doubts and those fears and the uncertainties, the things that have caused you to fail in the past, we need to leave them in the past. We need to get on a bridge that can take us across that deep canyon that's everything that we don't want down there. There's a bridge across. And the bridge may be legacy builders. It's the bridge for me because I am having a blast. I am crossing this bridge to the new potential, new possibilities. There's a whole new world over there where all of my dreams are coming true because I took that first courageous step. And that first courageous step for me was putting my name into a landing page on the internet. And I learned more about the program. I made a decision. I was curious enough. It's exciting. The energy of Caliwynd, it just lights me up. So let me look at a few more. Leadership, listener, loyalty, lifted or lift. I feel lifted up by being in the digital growth community, which is the community associated with the Legacy Builders program. So when you purchase, you get a course which teaches you all of the skills and the strategies. And then you also can join a community where there are weekly mentoring calls so that we don't get stagnated. We are not on this journey alone. Excuse me. We're not on this journey alone. And the thing that's beautiful within this community is, let me back up. Have you ever taken, let me know in the comments, if you've ever enrolled in an online course or a coaching program. And this may be how your coaching program is designed. All right. It's valid and it works. But say it's a 6-week or a 6-month program, and you can provide a transformation to your clients. At the end of the 6 weeks, the 6 months, whatever your term period is, that connection gets broken, right? With the Legacy Builders, because of the nature of this community, because of the vision of Michelle O'Neill, who created this program, the community is lifetime access as well. But the community is engaging and interactive. And every week we have mentoring calls with people who have been successful within this program. We call them our 6-figure mentors. And they talk about social media training, what works for them, what they've learned from others along the way. We have mentoring calls that are based on our mindset, because our thoughts are going to help us succeed or they're going to keep us from succeeding. And how we're feeling about what we're doing and having the courage to step through those doubts and fears and uncertainties. And these mentoring calls every week are phenomenal because they keep us inspired and engaged. We're not left on our own. We can be on our own. We don't have to participate in any of this. But I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to get engaged in the communities. It's where the magic happens because, number one, we get to see how other people are succeeding. And we can fall back on that. If they can do it, I can do it. We can see what they're doing. We can do it. We can try it. It may or may not work for us. So we see someone else. What are they doing? Oh, let me try that. But all of the strategies, the plans are all included in this program. All you have to do is have the courage to try them, to have the confidence to step into the light. It's just phenomenal for me. So with these mentoring calls, they're ongoing, a couple a week. You're not suddenly feel like you were deserted. You're in this program, you're making progress, you were a little bit slower than some people, and then suddenly you're kind of cast adrift. This happened with one of the programs I was in. It was extremely high ticket program for me. It was a $10,000 program, 6-month boot camp. And I got caught on identifying my ideal client. And time is ticking. And I felt the pressure. I have to choose. I have to choose. I have to choose. Feeling very serious. This was serious business. I needed to know who my ideal client was before I could move forward. And so I picked one. I picked an ideal client. And of course, you know what's going to happen, right? Because I'm coming from failure. I've tried and tried and tried, and then given up, because I couldn't figure out my ideal client. And I tried this several times. But in this 6-month program, because I spent so much time before I chose an ideal client, my progression was stalled. But it doesn't say once you figured out your ideal customer, then you have, say, another 5 months. We'll give you a month to figure that out, and then you have another 5 months. No, the clock was ticking. In the Legacy Builders program, the clock is not ticking in that way because the information will be available to you. And these mentoring calls, the thing that's so beautiful about them is these mentors will give us a lesson, something they've learned, information they want to share. And then they open it for questions. So you can ask your questions from someone who has done what you desire to do in real time. It's just amazing to me what we have available here. I love it so much. and it keeps me going. Every day I'm in the community. I'm not left on my own. And I'm an introvert. I prefer to be alone, but it feels very intimate. This community of 48 plus thousand people feels very intimate to me. A group on a similar mission. How powerful is that? But we have to have the courage to do it. We have to lift each other up along the way. Um, Another word on my list, if you haven't, you just knew. So this is a list of some of the words that reflect the L energy in Caliwynd. And if you're interested in learning more, take a screen capture of this. This is my website where you can enter your email address and learn more about the Legacy Builders program and working with me. But light workers, the energy of L is also light workers. We are here to uplift, to raise the vibration of the planet. And that is what we are called and is our calling. And it's glowing. It's glowing. Legendary, legacy, liberation, freedom. Ah, that's a powerful word. And that reminds me, tomorrow's word is independent. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow as I talk about independent and other I energy words in Caliwynd. And then learning and learner. And there are other words I'm sure that I'm missing here. Being a lifelong learner, being a student, being an apprentice, learning a new trade, a new craft. That's what social media marketing is. That is what starting your business is, building your businesses. This is a learning opportunity. If you stop learning, you're going to stop growing. And if you stop growing, your business will stop growing. If you're doing things that used to work before social media became such a big thing, then your business is going to go stagnant and you're not going to attract the clients that you want. It doesn't work anymore in today's world. Today's world is very fast paced. Everything is online. People are scrolling on their phones all the time. It's a perfect opportunity for coaches and healers, light workers, to spread their light more consistently and to a broader audience. But we have to show up. We have to have that strategy, that plan, because it's very easy to feel like I just need to keep learning. I need to keep learning. And one of the other words that's related to the I energy of Caliwynd is implementing. We can't just keep learning. We have to implement. We have to have the courage to step out there and try something new. When we do that, we become such a powerful role model to the people we came here to serve. Because they're looking at you and saying, I want to do that. I want to do that. You can. Because if I can do it, you can do it. And you know how I knew I could do it? Because I saw someone else do it. I saw someone else do it. And then I knew that I could do it. And I know that you can do it. And you know that you can do it now. And someone else is looking at you and saying, but if she can do it, I can do it. This is the ripple effect. This is that shampoo commercial. If you tell two friends and they tell two friends and they tell two friends, and it just keeps growing and spreading. And we are here to raise the energy of the planet, right? We want to bring people together. The world is so divided right now, whether it's over how we eat, our politics, our stance on the environment. There are so many things that keep us divided. So many people are quick to be offended. And if we just take a lighthearted approach and we don't allow ourselves to be offended or judged by others, our energy stays up here. We don't have to let it drop us down here. In the past 2 days, I have gotten 2 comments on videos that I've posted. One of them said, "Go away." Really? I posted, a 30-second clip of a video section out of one of my live streams, and someone wrote, "Go away." Like, Why would you waste the time and the energy to do that when it's so easy to scroll? So that just cracks me up. And at one time, I would have been hurt. It would have stung my heart, and I would have thought, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe this is a sign that the universe is telling me that I need to not do this." And I think now, how crazy that would be. But fear of those types of comments was something that held me back. And if you're afraid that people will write mean comments on your stuff, they will. They will. They are the low vibration people. They are one of the reasons why we're here to serve. Now, I don't want those people as my clients. I don't want to deal with that low vibe energy all the time because my energy is up here. But there are coaches, there are healers who are like here. They are very well suited to help those people that are down here raise up. We don't have to serve everyone. And if you're feeling that weight, that responsibility, I invite you to let it go. Let it go. I'm going to write that one down because I need to remember that one. Let it go energy. The responsibility for healing the world, for healing anything, for transforming anyone is not yours alone. You are not alone on this journey. There are plenty of us here who can help everyone. We don't have to help everyone. We can choose who we are energetically aligned with. And yes, to help them transform in some ways in the area specific to what we are coaching them on, we may be up here and they may be down here. What we have, what we know, what we can share will bring them up. And the thing that's beautiful is that when they bring up, as we're working with them, what they do, what they are doing, what they know, we find that we are down here and they can help us. And so together we just keep raising. Hadn't thought of it that way before. So thank you for letting me share this gift with you, this perspective. Because it's like a ladder. We're climbing. So we're up here, they take a step to us. But what we learn in that interaction, we realize that they're up here and they can bring us up here. Pretty amazing. That's how we expand, how we help each other. But if I'm up here, I don't need to try to bring the person that's down here up to here. There are people in between us. So the energy of Caliwynd, the L's, lighthearted, limitless, luminous, leap, legacy, leadership, listener, loyalty. Oh, I don't think I talked about loyalty. Another video. Lifted, lifting people up. Link, light worker, legendary, legacy, liberation, learning, being a learner, and letting it go. Yes. Oh, I started to tell you, and then I'll sign off. People will write mean things. So the one person wrote, go away. And then the other person wrote, projecting much. And again, it was on one of my short videos. And the thing that cracks me up is, so this person was scrolling on their phone. They watched my video long enough to form an opinion about it. And then typed, what did I say? Projecting much. Projecting much. So I don't even know what that means, but it sounded like a negative thing, right? And then the thing that was funny was someone else commented on it, response to the projecting much, and I don't know what that comment actually meant either. So I told both of them, I don't know what you mean, but have an amazing day. Because I wasn't sure if the second comment was supporting me or agreeing with the other person. When you can just look at these and just be, wow, what I said activated something within these two people that caused them to pause the scroll long enough to write a comment. That's impactful. That right there is a little bit of impacting. Now, whether or not they will do anything with that and reflect on that and say, why was it? What was it about what that lady said that ticked me? What triggered my response? Why did I stop? Because we scroll through so many, and how many do we actually stop and comment on? When people are hurt and they're hurting, they want to hurt others frequently. And in the anonymous space online, it's easy to do. You just write in a comment that's full of judgment. We, as the creators, we can be the example of not letting it bother us, not letting it hold us back, because there are more people watching our content and continuing to scroll without ever engaging, without hearting or liking or subscribing or commenting, that are saying, huh, let me think about that. We have put something new into their consciousness, whether they're aware of it or not. If they've listened to our words, they now have an awareness of us. But if we're too serious, afraid to put ourselves out there, think that it needs to be perfect, we're not going to do it. We're taking ourselves too seriously and not thinking about and enjoying our journey to serve our ideal customers and clients. And most of these people, most of you watching, will never be one of my customers. You'll never go to that website to put in your email address. And that's okay. Because I know that what I'm doing matters. And I know that as long as I don't take myself too seriously and let that hold me back, then the universe is going to send the right people who need me in this moment. The universe is going to send them to me. You never scroll on YouTube, and then today you just happen to be there, and the algorithm worked its magic and my feed showed up on your screen, and you just started watching for a minute, and your finger is poised ready to scroll, right? But you don't flip the screen. There was a connection, and so you just said, huh, let me think about this for a minute. Let me just listen. Let me take a break in my day to just listen. That's what you do when you create content for your customers, when you're talking to them, when you understand what they're going through, when you have compassion for the doubts and the fears and the uncertainties because you've experienced them. When you know the feeling of how disappointed you are in yourself because you had this dream, this big vision, and you couldn't pull it off. When you feel discouraged because what you want to create, you just aren't able to do it. You don't have the skills. You have this vision in your mind of how it will look, but you don't have the skills to create that. And perhaps sometimes you've offloaded that to someone else. You've paid someone else to create it, and it just doesn't have that same magic. It's still not quite what you envisioned. And so you're discouraged because you can't make your specific vision come true. And so you say, it's not worth it. Well, it is worth it. You know it's worth it. And how do I know that it's worth it? Because you're probably like me. Every time I've quit starting a coaching practice, every time I quit trying to build a healing practice, after a period, gave it up, threw it away, and just let that dream go, my head starts to feel better. My head starts to say, see, you were right all along that you couldn't do it. And you let it go, and good for you. You gave up because you knew that you couldn't do it, because people throughout your life have told you you can't do it. So good for you for finally being realistic. Good for you for finally accepting your limitations. And then your heart. After a period, your head starts spouting all this nonsense, and then it starts to go quiet because you're not stretching yourself. You're not learning new things. You're not experiencing the excitement, that yearning for a new direction. And then when your head thinks it has won, your heart Your heart starts whispering, it's still there. You know, you put this dream into your vortex 20 years ago, still there, still waiting. You are limitless. It's possible. Are you ready to try again? And you silence it. No, not ready to try again. 3 months go by. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Your dream, that special calling you have to help thousands of people become more visible, find their voice, feel their confidence. Still there. It's waiting for you in the vortex. Are you ready to try again? F and A. All right, what do I need to do? Just keep your eyes open. Just keep your eyes open. Something magical is going to happen. Just wait. The universe is putting the pieces together. Now that you're ready, the universe is putting the pieces together for you. All right? Just be open-hearted. Open your heart. And then a friend tells me, hey, I found this online program. It's teaching me how to promote my coaching practice online. And I can resell it so I can make money as I'm learning how to do this. Thought, sister, you are crazy. You are in dire financial straits. What the heck are you doing spending money on a new online program? When I knew from experience with her, she had spent tens of thousands of dollars on online training programs and had never done anything with them. One of these programs we had joined at the same time, and she never went through the course materials. It was one of those 6-month programs. At the end of 6 months, she was out, had never done any of the trainings or very few of the trainings. And I'm thinking, you don't have the money. You need to be spending that money. I mean, you need to be saving that money. Why are you investing in something like this? But you know what? I've always appreciated that old saying that if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. She had bought a fishing pole, and she had bought an instructor, a guide who was going to tell her the best ponds, rivers, lakes, oceans to fish in. Was going to tell her, was teaching her how to fish. And I couldn't say no to that. She didn't want me to give her money to pay her bills. She wanted me to purchase an opportunity to learn how to fish. So I learned how to fish, and here I am fishing because it's fun. I am enjoying this. I never really thought within this program, when they talk about going live, I always froze up. It's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And this is actually the best approach for me because I don't feel scripted. I don't worry about my long pauses and all of the editing that I'm going to have to do. Now, granted, I have made a commitment to myself to post a regular YouTube content video once a week, but I've been going live daily. This is day 16 for me. I started 2 days before the new year, and I'm having a blast with this. And I love seeing the number pop up beside the eyeball saying that people are watching. It doesn't happen very often yet, but when I see it, I try to remember to say, hey, if you're watching this video, watching me, leave a comment, type replay, or type that you're watching, share where you're from. See, I'm getting all flustered, overthinking things, but I'm having fun. It's this, it's just amazing for me. And it's something I never thought that I would enjoy. I was taking it too seriously. But when I realized and I thought, you know what? I'm a new YouTube channel, fairly new. I don't have many views on my videos now. I don't have that many subscribers. I can go live and no one's going to watch. So what difference does it make if I'm, lose my train of thought like I just did there? It's a skill. And we can learn so many skills, but we have to be willing to learn. We have to open our hearts to learning. We have to be courageous enough to learn and implement, which we'll talk about more tomorrow. But we can't take ourselves too seriously. And I have always had a serious nature. I see the challenges and the struggles out there in the world, and the world is so messed up, so divided, so many problems, so many challenges, and I just want to fix it all, and I can't. But what I can do is show up every day and let people know that if you're the person who can make the changes, I invite, I encourage, and I challenge you to make those changes. Be a leader, because not everyone is a leader. Some people will always follow. Could they be a leader? Yes. Will they be a leader? Probably not. It takes courage and takes more, takes so much more, and lightheartedness. Can't take it too seriously. The weight of the world, the weight of our goals, of our missions will crush us. But we can have fun doing it. We can have fun doing it. And that's the message I would like to leave you with today. I can't believe I've been talking for almost an hour and a half. It's amazing how much I can talk if there are not people here to interrupt me, which I talked about that earlier in the live stream. So I thank you for watching this. I appreciate you being here today, and I hope that you have the most amazing day. And if you take one thing from this, remember, you don't have to take everything so seriously. Loosen up, have some fun, whatever that means for you. And it's a process. It is something that is learned to just catch yourself when you're being too serious, relax into a smile. Think of something that lights you up. Maybe the look of your grandchildren's face. It may be a silly antic of your dog or your cat. No, burp, excuse me. It could be anything that just makes you relax. Shoulders go down. You just smile. Some of the tension leaves your face. This is one of the best gifts you can give yourself today. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll know when I go live tomorrow. All right, have a great day. Bye.